Morning.
Is him who got you up early? Not me.
I was up at 5:30, I'll have you know.
I was wide awake that time.
Who's still out, probably?
Yeah, well.
Maybe 10 years ago. Nah. Yep.
Yeah, get to that
Okay.
age, mate.
So we'll start with broadcast as usual, get Kirsty.
Kirsty, right?
And then we'll
Good, thank you.
move on to the dailies after that, embargo till 10:30 tonight, and obviously no social media posting during the broadcast bit. Thank you.
Morning, Steve. Well,
Good morning.
I'm here to talk about Man City, but you've got Bournemouth over the weekend as well. Are you shocked to see the news about Scott Park?
I've just heard now, coming in. Yeah, it's always, a shock and a disappointment to see a manager lose his job. Don't know too much about the ins and outs, obviously, because you're focusing on what we're doing here. But yeah, it's I just heard it now. I haven't had much time to really think it through. Obviously, with all minds on Man City tomorrow.
Before we get on to Man City, just quickly ask you how things are going transfer-wise. Obviously, Renan Lodi, the latest to be officially confirmed. What kind of player have you got on your hands there? What will he add to your squad?
Well, we've got a player, even though he's only relatively young, he's still got a lot of big game experience under his belt, both on the international and club stage. I think that's really important. I think it's been really clear coming into this league that these Premier League games are a big stage, and there's no doubt that we need players in the team and in the squad that have experience of being on the big stage, and he has that. And obviously that is because he's a talented player. He's very good with and without the ball. He really fits the profile to how we want to play and what we need from that position, like I said, in both areas of the game. And quite surprised of his availability, but then at the same time it was great once we knew about it that we were able to get a deal done as we have. And I think having spoken to the boy, and he was really excited and hungry to come here as well, and that's always really important to me, because obviously coming from a Champions League club and a big club in Spain, for him to know about the history of the club and to want to come here and have an impact is something that I like to hear. So yeah, we're delighted Renan's here, and we're looking forward to working with him and getting him settled in as quick as possible, and I know he's feeling exactly the same.
And Serge Aurier, Willy Bolly, two that are said to be close. What can you tell us?
There's loads of names, and there's been tens of dozens of names that we've been linked with over the last few weeks and months. So and as I've said to you before, some of it there may be a bit of truth in it, some of it couldn't be any further away from the truth. So we'll stick to the process of talking about players as and when they've signed.
But are you expecting more additions this week before the deadline, and could you be working right up to that level?
We could be, and we could bring some more players in. We could see more players going out, and we might not bring any players in. So anything can happen, really. If I'm being really honest, although we had constantly having good communication with the board, ownership, as soon as you get this week, with 3 games, it's taken up enough of our time, really. And with it being a day before a game today, that's really what I'm focused on. And if there's something that has happened that we're planning or would like to do, then I'm sure the guys will let me know.
In terms of getting ready for this game, after Sunday's game, Dean Henderson wrote on Twitter, we keep learning, we go again. What are the lessons that you take from that game on Sunday?
Well, I think you take lessons from any game that you play, and we always compare it back to, when we review a game, we compare it back to how we want to play in any game, our idea. Compare it back to what the game plan might have been, and there's always something a game throws up that you learn from, and that's not just Sunday's game against Spurs, that will be tomorrow's game against Man City, and so on. And that's how we like to look back at the game and take out of it what will help us, and also have the mindset of seeing what you've done well, but equally important, seeing what you could do better. And in all of the games we've played so far, there's both of them things have happened. So yeah, it was loads of good things from the performance at Spurs, but we lost, and we have to bear that in mind. You know, we don't just want to get maybe a little bit of praise for playing well. We want to get praise for playing well and winning, because winning's the most important thing. So you know, we keep going with that process of looking back at games, but with the idea of getting ready for the next one to be the best we can be.
As you say, did get praise for the performance. You, at times in that match, really took the game to Tottenham. Can you do the same away at Manchester City?
Yeah, well, I think that, you know, it's obviously two really good teams. You know, high class teams with great players, great pedigree, but very different in the way they play. So with that in mind, I think it will be a different game. Obviously, we were home on the weekend, we're away tomorrow. That obviously has an impact a lot of the time. So listen, we're really looking forward to going to Man City. It's obviously one of the biggest challenges in world club football, there's no doubt about that. But this is why we want to be in the Premier League. This is what we wanted to be part of, and we have to go there, hopefully with the right plan. But then, you know, supporting the players to go and deliver as best they can on the night. And if we do that, we can give a good account of ourselves. We're aiming to be the best version of us. And if we can reach that, focus on ourselves, let's see where it goes.
What have you made to the start to Premier League life that Erling Haaland has made?
Yeah, I mean, Harry Kane on Sunday, Haaland, you know, tomorrow, you know, two world-class strikers and goal scorers, and yeah, but I go back to this is why you want to be in this league, because you're coming up against, you know, so many occasions the best players in the world, and you know, City don't just have Haaland, they have a number of players that could be in that category. So but I go back to, let's focus on ourselves, let's remind ourselves that this is what we wanted, this is why we worked as hard as we did last season and throughout our careers, to be part of this brilliant league, but at the same time backing ourselves to be as good as we can be, and that'll be no different tomorrow. And
can you see chinks in the armour? We saw them conceding against Palace. You know, they have conceded this season on a couple of occasions, you know, more than one goal.
Yeah, no, exactly, and like I said, and that's why we've got to really believe in ourselves. We've really got to back ourselves. We've got to try and understand the plan that we want to have in place, which will be inclusive of us being us in any game that we play, or trying to be us. And because we believe that can make a difference in any game that we play. But yeah, you know, you have to go, like I said, you have to go into these games thinking that you can succeed, and that's what we'll be aiming to do, albeit one of the toughest challenges you come up against.
Just finally, how's your team looking? Any team news?
No, not in terms of availability. We were as we were before the Spurs game, so yeah, it's obviously going to be a busy week with 3 games in the week, bit of a championship week really. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Will Roddy be involved?
We'll see. Thanks. Hiya, how are you? Hey, David.
We talked to Lewis O'Brien the other day, and he's clearly bouncing at the prospects of playing Man City. His boyhood club. Yeah,
season ticket holder was telling me when I was getting to know him through the summer. So yeah, not that that's in my thinking too much, but I guess all of these games you play, there's always a bit of a story to players and connections and things like that. But yeah, we're pleased with Lewis. He's doing really well, really settled into the club. You know, obviously good player, but good guy as well, and still at a young age. He's really progressing well, and we're really pleased with him.
It's 4 points that you've got so far. Are you where you would have hoped to have been at this stage of the season? Was the start you had hoped for?
I'm not too sure really. I mean, we've taken each game as it comes, and you know, I look at the game against Everton, we were disappointed not to take all 3, so you could look at that and go, well, maybe we should have more. Then on other times you may say we could have less, I don't know. So we have the points we have. All we've got to do is look forward and keep trying to pick up the next one, or the next draw, the next win, whatever it may be. And yeah, we're not thinking too much about where we should be or where we're not or where we are. We just want to think about, you know, working as hard as we can on a day-to-day basis, and giving ourselves the best opportunity that when a game comes we can be at our best, because that will give us a good chance of trying to get something out of it. So yeah, too early really to talk about, you know, how many points you should have, etc.
And is this one of those games where managers say you play the game, not play the game, not the occasion, play the opposition, not the occasion?
Well, I think that all of these Premier League games are occasions. You look at the atmosphere in our stadium and on the weekend, and it was incredible, really. You know, so and Goodison the week before was a brilliant atmosphere as well. So I think all of these games are like real events now and occasions, as you put it. So that's something that maybe we are starting to get accustomed to. I hope so, because that obviously won't change. But then, like you said, what you got to do then is remember there is a game of football in the atmosphere and in the stadium, and try and give the players the best opportunity to be at our best. And really, really tough game tomorrow, right up there with the toughest, but one we're looking forward to. Thanks.
Thank you. John?
Hi Steve.
Hey John. No, it's not serious. It's a hamstring injury that's still a bit inconclusive of when he will come back, but it's more days and weeks rather than any longer than that. So we've got to be a little bit careful, obviously, with it being a hamstring. But I saw him out on the grass yesterday running, so that's obviously a step forward with the physios, not with us. But that's a step forward in his recovery. So yeah, we'll see where we're at with the end of the week on it, and the sooner it can be back available, obviously the better for us.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Turn the cameras off. Thank you. Let's go from the corner.